Today I wanted to talk about this sense of getting and becoming a creator and helping you actually make content. I didn't start on social media until I was 39. I still had, it's weird, 3 children. And many of those children were extremely young, little babies when I first started. It is never, ever too late to start. It's never, ever too late to get on social. If you think you're too old, if you think you're past it, if you don't have enough experience, all of those things are not true, and you can start this no matter what age you are and whatever you do. And in fact, it was only about, 4 years ago that this was me. Vlogging, I was working for a consultancy. I was working for Morgan Stanley. I was going out to New York and back quite a lot. And this was me in my suit and tie after 15 years in financial services, on my way 2 hours a day, every day, to London, and then 2 hours a day, every day back. So 4-hour commute every single day, Monday to Friday, for 3 years. That was me doing all of that stuff. And then this amazing thing called COVID happened. I don't know whether you were there. You might have noticed it. It's this thing called COVID happened. And then suddenly all the travel and all of the water cooler moments and all the little cafe moments and all of the chatting to my friends at work suddenly disappeared. And then all I was left with was Zoom meeting, Zoom meeting, Zoom meeting, Zoom meeting, Zoom meeting. Anyone go through that? And then 9 to 5? And I realized I don't like what I do. If this is what a job was, I think what COVID did is it exposed to people what their jobs actually were. And it took away all the distractions. And so in that time, I then made a commitment to actually try and grow on social. Because I tried to grow on social before. I had 3 Instagram accounts, 3 YouTube accounts. I was a wedding photographer. I tried to grow a whole bunch of different social media accounts. None of them worked. And I was trying to think to myself, whilst I was stuck in my top floor room in my house, what is the differentiator? Why has it not worked before? And what can I do to make it work this time? And I genuinely thought that this time around was my last chance. Because all the travel had been taken away. I'd been given as much time as I humanly possibly could to make content during COVID, because I was just locked in my house. I was like, well, if you can't make it work now, when you have loads of time, you're never going to make it work any other time. And so I tried to work out what the difference was. And I decided that everything I'd made previously was never really showing up as me in my fullest self. I was always holding back a little bit. I was never expressing my full personality. How many of you get on social, you make some content, and you make what you think other people want you to make? Okay? Instead of what is actually in your gut, in your instinct. So I said, I'm going to take a fearless step. I'm going to make stuff that is 100% me. Unapologetically me. And that was weird and crazy because I had 15 years of pent-up insanity that the bureaucracy of financial services had not allowed me to express at that point. And so for me, it was a big risk. It was also a big risk because I was still working. And so if my bosses had kind of found it out I was suddenly, making crazy-ass content, then, they would have probably fired me at that point. So I blocked them and hoped that they wouldn't find out. But when you step into that, it really can work for anyone. This is Maggie. She's a 70-year-old grandma who started on social a year ago and now runs a $30,000 a month coaching business. And she's a 70-year-old grandma, okay? And so with the book that you currently have on your tables, by the way, we didn't actually work with her. She just used that book, and that's how she grew, okay? And so anyone can do this, right? And so today I want to share some of the things that I learned in that journey. I want to share some of my journey, but I want to share some of the key insights that I learned in my journey. And I want to try and help you change your relationship with the camera so that you can really enjoy and love making content. Does that sound good? Okay? Because a lot of people, they go to make some content, they're terrified. How many of you struggle with consistency? Potentially because you actually don't really like doing it, yeah? So the first thing I learned in this journey as I was making all this content was a camera has the ability to be able to change your life. How many of you, successful people that have been in creating content before, how many of you have learned the power of how cameras can change your life? Okay, just look around you. A camera can literally change your life. The thing you have in your pocket right now can change your life completely. It is that powerful. It can bring you money, it can bring you fame, it can bring you success, it can bring you anything you want in your life is literally in your pocket right now. That here is the most powerful tool you could possibly ever hold to change your life with. If you let it. if you let it. Most people don't want to do that. They don't want to do it. They express reluctance to do that. But it is the most powerful tool you can change your life. When I first started on my socials, they looked like this. There were nothing in particular. They were just, you know, a bit shit. You know, if you scroll down the bottom of my Instagram feed, this is what it looks like. And I've kept it there. I haven't kept it there because I want to impress people. I've kept it there because I like to scroll down and remind myself where I came from every now and again. And that's why I've kept it there. And you can scroll all the way down through 1,000 plus videos and you can find my really, really shit content, okay? And this was me when I first made tutorials. Also really shit. Okay, it's bad camera, you know, stuff's a bit wonky. It's not, I mean, it's okay, but, you know, it's not particularly great. It's not particularly great, you know? But this is how I started. Nothing particularly extravagant. Many of you look at the people that you admire and you go, oh my God, they're so good, they're so great. How could I possibly get there? Here's the first tip. I want you to write this down. This is a little action step for you. I want you to go to your favorite creator on YouTube. And then I want you to go to their videos and I want you to sort those videos from oldest to newest. And I want you to watch their first video. And if you can be as good as their shittest video, you can be as good as they are now. Okay? Oftentimes we compare ourselves to the fullest extent of someone, to the perfection side of people, to where people are at. And we think, oh, you know, if I just can't leapfrog from where I am to there, there's nothing in between. I want you to look at their oldest stuff. Okay, I went from a guy that's just like, you know, doing this kind of stuff to, you know, doing this kind of stuff. I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. So every 5,000 followers, I would make a cover of the Pokemon theme tune. Just because, for no reason at all. But it would escalate. Every time it would get bigger and bigger and more insane. What I learned to realize was, I started to change my relationship with the camera. As I took this fearless step and I started showing up fearlessly, I started to understand that the camera is actually your best friend. A camera is there. It's always there, and it always listens. It never questions you. It never says whether you're right or you're wrong. And it has a perfect recollection of everything that you've said. It never shares anything that you don't want it to share. Can you say that of your friends? But remember, a camera can also change your life. Because when you film stuff on a camera, you only actually have to share what you want to share. Many people feel obligated to share everything. I've been out on walks with the kids, and my wife takes a picture of the kids and goes, shh, and I say, oh, isn't that a nice picture? Oh, yeah, it's not really Facebook-worthy. Delete. What? That was a beautiful, perfect moment. Why are you deleting it? I was like, oh, yeah, but it wasn't really Facebook material. I was like, why would you delete it, right? You don't have to share anything that you create on the camera, but the stuff that you do share has the power to change your life. And so I encourage you, when you look down the barrel of that camera, I encourage you to think of it like your friend. Because everything's within your control. You'll only ever share what you want to share. If you screw it up, you're not going to share that. The number of outtakes that I have on my videos is insane. It's just, there's so many. You never see them because you don't get to see the outtakes, right? You only get to see the polished image that I present, but you don't get to see all of those other elements, right? And so your camera is your best friend, okay? And so fast forward today, now that I've taken this fearless step and I understand that I can communicate whatever I like, but equally I can be free to communicate whatever I like, I get to create stuff like this.
A Reba douche new.
Oh, Dick, whoa! Why do you keep stealing my ideas? Whoa. Come up with your own shit!
But everybody's doing it!
If you post one more reel miming, I will fucking kill you!
Okay, I'll stop.
Dick!
Because I can. Because I can. I can post stuff like this.
Wake up in the morning!
Check my stats!
Take a shit on the toilet!
Check my stats!
Use my phone while driving too!
Check my stats! Check my stats! Check my stats!
Eat a mouthful of dinner!
Checking my stats!
Pretend to listen to my
While
girlfriend!
checking my stats!
I'm about to go to sleep, but I
Check my stats! Check my stats! Check my stats!
Anyone? Your socials are your house. They're your house. You own it. It's your little footprint in the world. Ain't no one coming in my house with muddy shoes. You come in my house with muddy shoes, I'll kick you out. It's my house. Unapologetically. You never, ever have to apologize. Ever. It is your space in the world. You are creating that content for free. If they don't like something for free, they can get out. People message me like, Dan, I didn't really like that last video. I reply, the button you're looking for is unfollow. I don't care. I do not care. It is my house. I'm doing it for free. What are you going to do? I haven't charged you for it. If you don't want to be here, go away. Okay? But the more you appreciate that, the more you understand that your social is under your control. A lot of people think social media is a loss of control. Oh, Dan, I'm putting myself out there. I'm so exposed. What will people think of me? But you control what you communicate. So you control what they think of you. It's not a loss of control. It's actually more control. In real life, you don't have that. People chat about you all the time behind. They make their own interpretations of you. You're exposed. In real life, you're exposed because people see that whole thing. On social media, you see a tiny slice. I don't share much about my family on social media because I choose not to. That's my choice, right? And so people don't really know about behind the scenes of my family and stuff because I choose not to. But it's an illustration of how I control the narrative. Same for you. You control the narrative. It's not a loss of control. It's actually more control than you've ever had. And you get to control that. And so now you have this thing in your pocket that is your best friend that only shares the stuff that you want it to share. And it's always listening and it's always there. And it's always there to help you. And it can always change your life. And and you can control the message that you put out there. It's not a loss of control. It's more control than you have in your real life. And so I want to help you guys think a little bit differently about things, right? And so what you need to think about is, it's not about thinking inside the box or outside the box. It's about realizing that there is no box at all. There is no box at all. You can literally do anything that you want. Okay? There is no template. There is no obligation. A lot of people feel obligated. Oh, Dan, it needs to be all prim and proper, and I need to wear this sort of suit and tie, and I need to make something like this. There is no box. There are literally no rules. You can do anything that you want to do. And in fact, the more you push this, the more people will gravitate towards you because they want the same thing. They want to know how you did it. I get messages every single day going, oh my God, Dan, how do you do this stuff? How do you do this stuff? And I'm just like, I just come up with a dumb shit idea and make a video about it. You know, that's how I do it. But, but they want to know, not how as in, which camera do you use? They want to know, like, how do you break through that fear gap? How do you show up like this? How do you make content like that? And they'll want to work with you because you give them permission. You create what I call a safe space in which they can step into. And they look at you and they say, I want to be as free as you. I want to be able to do what you do. And you create a safe space for them at scale. And those people then want to work with you. And so the fearless step that you take by creating fearless content then translates into permission for other people to work with you. And so when you take on other people's fears, those people gravitate towards you. That's on us to take on that fear. But the more fear you take on, the more they will gravitate towards you. And so there's an exercise I like to called the word. And the word is an expression of your future self, the person that you want to become. So I want you to all think of a word now. You can write a word down. It's one word, but it's going to be the word that describes the person that you want to become. It needs to be a descriptive word. It might be fearless. It might be, gritty, honest, forthright, funny. I want you to write down the word. It's got to be a descriptive word. Passionate is too ambiguous, okay? I want you to write down the word. That word is going to be the person that you're going to become. Now, a lot of people do that by comfort zones. They sort of say, oh, Dan, I'm just going to try something new, stretch my comfort zone. The problem with comfort zones is they're elastic. They pull back. You try something new and like, oh, that was scary. I'm not doing that again. The word is an evolution, okay? Where you need to get to is you need to start it's an evolutionary step. And so what you're going to do is you're going to start acting like your word. Even though you feel the fear, you're just going to start acting like the word. And you're going to be thinking from your gut instead of your head. And the more you act from your gut and the less you act from your head, the better you'll become at this. What is that word? And it's true for anyone at any stage, there's always the next evolutionary step. My word was fearless. I said, I am shit scared of the stuff I'm putting out there. I mean, it could get me fired, I don't know what people will think, I'm worried about what they'll think of me. But I did it anyway, and I acted from my gut, and I said, every time I made a video, I said, what would a fearless person do right now in this video? What would they do? The only way I get to do this stuff is because I always ask that question in my head, what would a fearless person do? And then the thing that I know will be funniest or more edgy or whatever, that's like, well, a fearless person would just do that. I was like, all right, okay. A fearless person would just, you know, come in with a gun and call themselves the Instagram police and go around, you know, assaulting people, right? I'm not saying you need to take this far, by the way, just FYI. But it's about stepping into that next evolution of you, right? Not sort of hiding where you are. It's like understanding this is an evolutionary step and we're going to step into that next evolution of you. Now, a lot of people say, well, Dan, is it just about being more authentic? Just be more authentic. Come on, guys. Just be more authentic, guys. God's sake. You can't be more authentic. I strongly believe you cannot be more authentic because you are you. You're not being anyone else, okay? You can't be more authentic. Authenticity is not about, it's not about building a personal brand, okay? It's about removing the blockers that prevent your brand. The only thing that prevents you and I from knowing each other better is whatever blockers you put between us. If you choose to act in a certain way that isn't indicative of yourself, that's a blocker. If you wear a suit and tie when normally you wouldn't, that's a blocker. If you don't share your honest opinion, that's a blocker. If all you do is simply focus on removing those blockers, you and I get to know each other better. How many of you think your best friends are your best friends because you just know each other so well? Anyone? That's because you are open and transparent with each other. You can act in a free way. You don't feel like you're putting on. You can say whatever you want. That's why you're best friends, right? Content works exactly the same. Social media works exactly the same. You need to ask, what blockers am I putting up between me and my audience, and how can I remove those blockers? If you remove those blockers, you will be seen as authentic. I have never, ever claimed to be authentic, okay? It's just that there's nothing in between us, right? It's just like, yeah, this is just like my insane imagination, just like on 100%. Like that's it. You know, if you interpret that as authenticity, that's awesome. For me, that's not how it works. I just don't have any blockers between us. That's it. And so you want to focus on where are those blockers and how can I remove them, okay? Because authenticity is just the removal of blockers. If you're not sharing your actual opinion, that is a blocker. And that's on you. It's on you. You are choosing not to share that, okay? Sure, you might not be sharing because you're worried about it, but you're still not sharing it. So that's a blocker. And so you just want to focus on removing those blockers. That's the key. Okay? Because everything is just shit people have made up. How many of you hold your fork in your left hand? Why? Who told you to do that way? How many of you look at people who hold their fork in their right hand and go, what the? Right-handed fork? Oof. What's going on with this guy? Come on, learn to eat the right way around, mate. What is the right way around? Everything anyone said is just shit they've made up. It is just shit they've made up. There are no obligations. There are no rules. There is no box. You are not tied to anything at all. You can do whatever you want. You can literally do whatever you want. And if someone says you shouldn't do that, that is just shit they've made up. It doesn't exist. And I know that sounds flippant, but I really want you to take this on board. It is just shit they've made up. There are no rules. This stuff does not exist. Okay? You do whatever the hell you want. And I encourage you to do whatever the hell you want. Not just on social, in your life. Don't live by other people's rules. These rules don't even exist. When someone says to me like, Dan, I thought you should do it this way, my first question is, who told you that? And their answer is, I don't know, someone? You don't even know. You're living your whole life by a rule that someone said and you can't even remember who that was. And that is true for most people. If you challenge most people on their assumptions and you ask them, who told you that, they won't know the answer. They'll just live their life by it. Video is your legacy. I want you to think of this bigger. You creating a video, this is your legacy. How many of you know what your great-grandparents did? By the time your kids have kids, everything about you will be forgotten. Okay? Everything about you will be forgotten. There won't be anything left. That'll be it. 2 generations away, your whole life, that'll be it. This is your moment now. But you know what will carry over? Is your videos. And you know what? They'll be able to watch you alive, trying, doing, being seen, accomplishing things, being there and being able to say, I tried on this day. Being able to look back and look at your legacy, look at your time. Most people die with no record of their lives other than memories, snapshots in their children's heads. That's how most people die. Content is a living record of your life. It is a living record of your life. And it is time. If you don't make it, it's over. You can't get that time back. What you're creating here isn't just a system and traffic and funnels and a way to get customers and all of this stuff. I genuinely, truly believe that you are creating a legacy here. I like the fact that my kids' can go back and watch my videos and see who their great-great-grandfather was. I want that. Don't you want that? So what is your legacy going to be? And so I encourage you to ask for forgiveness, not permission. How many of you really, truly live with an ask for forgiveness, not permission? Okay? You have to. There are no rules. All this shit's just made up. Ask for forgiveness, not permission. Right? It's your life. It's your time. What you do is your choice. You can do whatever you want with your choice. Okay? And ask that, what is your dream? And how do I get there? How do I share that? How do I communicate that? How do I show up today? How do I create a legacy? You know, every single post that you make is a timestamp that can, that will live forever. People will be able to find that, 10 years, maybe even 100 years from now. You'll be able to watch that and see that and consume your knowledge and consume your impact 100 years from now. It's a living memory of you, okay? And it can change your life. And I just want to play this quick video of someone whose life it did change.
I quit. Today marks a big change for me. I've decided to leave my 9-to-5 job, a job I deeply loved. For 10 years, I worked at Tumblr as a front-end engineer. But in 2017, something shifted. I began experimenting with video techniques and decided to share one new video every week on Instagram. That effort led me my first client, and from there my passion for video production only grew. Soon, every lunch break, every night was dedicated to mastering a new video technique or going to shoot one of my clients. I've worked with various clients, brands, and offered consulting services. Now, I'm taking a step to do this full-time. It's definitely a risk, but it's a risk I need to take. It's important for me to follow this dream and see where it leads. So here it is to 2024. A year I hope to be filled with more content creation than ever before. Day one starts
snow day! Are you excited? Look how deep this snow is. Look at that! Scoop it! Scoopy scoop!
My trousers are going extra on them, so we can wash my trousers.
You can change your trousers, it's fine.
I can't go back and recreate that moment, ever. I can't go back and recreate it. I can hear their voices in that video. And that video will last me forever. I can hear their voices. I have little kids, and their little young voices are the most adorable thing in the whole world. Had I not filmed that, that moment will be gone forever. I get to relive that moment, and that for me is something that's very meaningful. So I want you to think of this stuff as bigger than just a chore and a routine and a thing you have to do. Oh, I have to make content today. No, this is bigger than that. It's bigger than that. And if you say you're going to make it eventually, that means never. So I encourage you to be spontaneous and act now. Just do it. Just make something. You don't have to share it. You just put it on your phone. You don't have to share it, but I encourage you to be more spontaneous with your content. And make content now, okay? And don't look back and have regrets. Time is time. You don't get it back. If you don't capture that moment, it's gone forever. You cannot get it back. But content allows you to be able to do that. It allows you to be able to relive these things, okay? It allows you to relive these things. How's that sound? Yeah? Amazing, amazing. Right, I'm obligated to talk for 1 minute about how we can help with that. But hey, here's what we do. So if any of you guys need some help with that, we do two things. We do personal and we do white label content services built around you. If you need some help with making your content, that's what we do. We handle all your clients' videos. We plan your content so you don't have to do the whole content research. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to be creating every single day. We plan that for you. We plan out all your content for you every day. Right, we send you over a plan. This is your plan. This is what you need to make. We do all the research. We find viral content. We tell you what you need to be making. Then you just get to show up. And you get to focus all your time and attention on being you instead of worrying about whether what you're making is right or wrong. Put your personality. That's the differentiator in brands. It's not what you talk about. It's the personality you put into it. We also edit that content. Editing videos sucks. We do that instead. All your clients' content, right? And so you just upload your videos to us and we turn them into viral videos so that you don't have to worry about editing your content, which takes hours and hours, and it drains your energy, and it doesn't help you focus on what's really important, which was, doing the things that you really believe in, right? We also schedule that content, because scheduling sucks. Cover images, captions, that also sucks. Let's not do that. We schedule that content out, we plan out all your content, post it across all your different platforms, so people see that message for you, right? And then we just have simple flat rates, and if you're working on a white label, you can charge your client whatever you want. Literally whatever you want. Most people who work with us on a white label basis make a minimum of $500 a month profit per client working with us. Minimum. So if you're like, Dan, I've got this 9-to-5 job that pays me, $3,000 a month. It's like 6 clients and you can quit your job forever. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, we have over 100 plus agencies have added agencies and personal creators that have added over $30,000 a month to their bottom line with work that they don't even do. And then we provide all of the funnels and the templates and automations and all the hard work that you need. But our goal over here is to get rid of all of those blockers and help you focus on what's important, which is telling your story, sharing your legacy, and changing lives through content. Sound good? Thank you, everybody.